What's up, guys, and welcome to the very aggressive streets of northern San Cristobal de las Casas. Today we're headed to Chamula, which is a very, very unique cultural city known for their beautiful mix between Catholicism and Mayan local religious traditions. But first we're gonna hop on a colectivo, which is one of these big kind of shared taxis. These streets are aggressive, lots of people out. It's only 10 in the morning. It's an amazing place, very vibrant. Let's find this colectivo. I found the colectivo. We're inside. We're on the way. I've just made it off the colectivo and we're here in the middle of San Juan Chamula. This is a really, really special place and it feels like nowhere in Mexico I've ever been. The population here, there's only like 3,000 or 4,000 people, but it's almost 98% indigenous, and almost everyone here speaks Tzotzil Mayan as a first language. So you'll see here, this is the cathedral or basilica of San Juan Chamula, and it's really particularly important for the cultural practices found here in this region of Mexico. Inside, unfortunately, I can't take pictures. It's forbidden, and if you take pictures inside, you'll actually get thrown out of the city. You won't find any pews, but on the ground you'll find grass, and this is where they do very particular ceremonies that are this weird combination between Catholicism that came from the Spanish and these old Mayan traditions with a little bit of innovation mixed in between. Within the traditions of these Mayans, they believe in these witch doctors, or we can give them a better name as medicine men. And they are half priests, half doctors, and they are people who will diagnose you. Ooh, shit. Some dude just lit a firework and my heart almost stopped. Oh my God. Whew. So anyways, medicine men, they're people who will evaluate you and then prescribe you various ritual practices or various medicinal drinks or remedies to satisfy whatever your soul needs. There's also a practice of bloodletting, but not for people, of animals. There's if you're really in dire straits and you're in need of some sort of ritual treatment, killing a chicken, sacrificing it to the Mayan gods, as well as this is kind of, you can think of this as kind of a mixture, a melange if you have it, of Santeria, the kind of voodoo Christianity that you can find in the Caribbean. They'll sacrifice a chicken for you and they'll repair your spirit. So this is the church of San Juan Chamula. So beautiful. And I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna tell you how that experience is. I'm going to try and paint you a picture because that was hands down the most strange, amazing, unique religious experience I think I've ever seen. As you walk into the church, you're hit with a different vibe than any other church in the world, you know, as far as I can describe. The walls are black, and the room too, only illuminated by thousands of small candles on the floor. Through the haze of flickering candles, you can see families huddled together on the ground, some heads of the family chanting in their Mayan dialect. It was eerie. Walk in further and you will see their medicine men pouring Posh, that traditional Mayan drink, and drinking to the gods, while another man in the background plays the accordion in this eerie, off-key tone. The whispers of chants bounce off the walls, and two also get lost in the ashy air. It smells of burnt wood, of fire, and of the fresh grass that covers the floors. It's simply another world, and it's an experience that I'll never forget. This place is absolutely mind-blowing, and it's very reminiscent of something you'd find in Asia, where it's a culture that you just don't understand. The people look so different. what they do seems so strange, but in the context of Mexico, which I know so well, it's very weird to have my background, my intuitions about life challenged this hard. It's a very, very interesting place. This town kind of brings me back to the reason why I travel in the first place, which is trying to continually challenge what I know about the world and to get out of my comfort zone. I think it makes you a more whole person, and even places like Mexico that I know so well, like the back of my hand, apparently I don't know anything about. There's so much to learn in this world, and it's a unique experience trying to document it, and I love doing it. Probably my most interesting finding of the day would be that no one here is speaking Spanish, like 0%. I haven't heard any Spanish, and I've never heard Mayan before, but Mayan is a very interesting sounding language with a kind of sound. I don't know how to recreate it, but it's like glottal, very interesting. Sounds like something like Arabic a little bit. They have some really like interesting things, but nevertheless, all the signs are still in Spanish. So that means everyone here has to be bilingual in order to function in their society, even though no one here on the daily is speaking Spanish. So, I mean, I guess you see this in lots of countries. I found this in Kurdistan when I was in Turkey, in the Kurdish region, and yeah, there was very few Kurdish signs. Everyone was just reading in Turkish, even though they were speaking Kurdish or Arabic there. Yeah, problematic, but also very interesting. As we make our way back to San Cristobal de las Casas, I will tell you some things that I've noted on my time here in Chiapas. We'll start with the clothing. All of the women wear very traditional and very ornate clothing, and they say the tzotzil women of this particular Mayan tribe, they wear basically like wrapped, folded blankets on their head. I don't understand why, but they do it. Here's a picture for you. Secondarily, the men all look like gauchos. They all wear the boots, they wear the cowboy hats. They dress a lot more Mexican than the women. The women are what stands out as very, very native. Secondarily, the architecture here in this part of Chiapas is very different than what I've seen in other parts of Mexico. They have this colonial style, but it's very vibrant in color, and everything, for example, is painted in pastels, and so you get lots of blues and greens and oranges. It's extremely beautiful. Hola. Number 3, as characterized by this lady, is everybody here has a kid. There are more kids than I've ever seen anywhere. And they wrap them in bundles on their backs, and it's very cute. But I'm very curious how people have so many kids here. I mean, you know, it makes sense. When you have poverty, you typically have more children, but it is an interesting thing to note. And then the secondary part is it's very poor here. People are very, very poor, and they're doing a lot with a little, and I definitely feel for them, but they have been able to make something out of it. Some beautiful culture, some beautiful, you know, some beautiful buildings like comedor. Very nice. The last thing to definitely note here is that everything they have is extremely local. They have local products such as radishes, cabbage, all the things that grow kind of in this high up area. And I'm getting a lot of negative stares here because this is one city that apparently it is not good to pull the camera out in. I've already been told to put it down 3 times, 4 times, but I'm trying to be respectful, and I'm trying not to point it at anyone, so. I stumbled into a local market. They've got the fresh meat here, but they also have the head of the bull. That is gnarly. Perdona. This is a really super hyper local market. They only have local vegetables and other local products. Got the sausages. Oh. You guys can see here all the variety of products they have. They even have nopales, cactus, fronds, as well as chile, zucchinis, I guess chayote squash, lots of good stuff. And everywhere you see this dried fish, which I'm not sure what they use it for. Whoa. The live chicken market. To finish up our episode today, I thought it would only be fitting to do a ceremonial toast to the Mayan people. This is Posh. It is a drink made of corn, sugar cane, and wheat. You can think of it as the local hooch, the local moonshine that you can find here. They make various kinds of posh, and it's become quite a posh dish, a posh drink you can find in San Cristobal de las Casas, as they often have these pocherias where you can find, it's kind of like schnapps, you know, they have various kinds of, distilled with different kinds of fruits. But the original is, it's kind of like a rice wine that you would find in Asia. Strong. The guy poured it for me in a cup, didn't wash it, had the posh in an electrolyte bottle, like a Gatorade bottle, so you know it's straight out of the tap. This should be around 30%, and they use it, as I said earlier, in ceremonial practices, and I saw men in the church drinking posh. So here's a salud to the Mayans. Cheers. Thank you for having me here in Chamula. Very beautiful experience, and let's give it a shot. Interesting. It's definitely like a grain alcohol. It's not super strong, and it has kind of a bitter aftertaste. It's very vodka-like, but it actually tastes better for me than vodka does. So the next time you're in Chiapas state, get yourself some posh. Very important. Very, very important. All right, guys, that shot of alcohol cost me 2 pesos, which is 10 cents. Very, very dangerous. So we say colawat to the people here in Tzotzil. That's the Mayan dialect here. It means thank you. So thank you to the people of Chamula. Wonderful experience. Gracias, amigo. Colawat. Got it. Nailed it. So if you liked the video, you found it interesting, make sure to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. All of those things help me out a lot. Or just like the thing. It's free. Like the thing. We're doing lots more exploring, so stay along for the ride, and we will see where we end up next. Hasta luego, mi amigos, y a dopo. That's Italian.